What you guys, got another video on debloating Windows 11 just killed my updates. So you've tried debloating Windows 11, everything was running smoothly, less background junk, lower RAM usage, and then Windows updates stopped working. You're not getting no security patches, no cumulative updates, just errors. So did debloating Windows 11 actually kill your updates? Let's find out after a quick word from today's video sponsor, CD Key Sales. If you're looking to purchase a Windows 11 Pro or Windows 11 Home product key, or even Windows 10 product keys, or maybe you're looking for a particular version of Office, then check out CD Key Sale links in the video description. Once you've chosen your option, create an account, and then click on the Buy Now button for Windows 11 Pro OEM key. Use my promo code R09, apply that to your order and get a 30% discount on all your purchases on CD Key Sales. Once they send you your key, you can head over to the activation center, paste in your key, click next and click activate to activate your version of Windows. It's that simple. And you'll be able to remove the watermark and get extra added features on that operating system. So let's go ahead and get a script to debloat Windows. Now, like a lot of people, if you want to get a cleaner installation of Windows 11, then debloat scripts are what people are using. So I used some of the popular scripts designed to remove pre-installed applications, disable telemetry, and turn off background services, and strip out unnecessary components that you don't need. And a lot of scripts will do this for you. Chris Titus Tech's utility is one of the go-to tools that a lot of people like to use to debloat Windows. Now, Windows is massively bloated with loads of different types of applications. Also, loads of settings need to be disabled, and debloat scripts like these can automate and make things a lot quicker. So what these debloat scripts do is change settings on your operating system in the registry, and also turn off a lot of features by using policies. Also, you'll end up with fewer startup apps, lower RAM usage, and less background activity. This background activity will normally zap your system resources. Now, if you're on a system that is a low-end system, this can really sort of eat up RAM usage and CPU usage. So using something like this, people claim that it actually makes the system feel a lot faster. But there is cautions you have to be careful of. Removing certain features or disabling certain features like background apps, removing Microsoft Edge and all of its components, and ripping out, say, Windows Defender. This can leave the system vulnerable and also make the system less stable. Messing around with system services can also mess up your operating system, because no computer hardware is the same and everyone has different needs with their computer. So when you get applications like these making a bunch of changes to your computer, if you don't know what you're doing and you just check mark a bunch of stuff and then click on run tweaks, it's basically going to either disable or uninstall those features, and you could end up being left with all of your programs that you used to use being removed. There's also some other areas which are concerning to some people, because what they do is they don't read the information and they just go ahead and start disabling all of the updates on the system, which obviously is not advisable, because you leave the PC vulnerable to malware, and also you're not getting the latest security updates and patches for that system. Now, also, if you're running a computer that is, say, for instance, unsupported by Microsoft, then this can also be causing problems with your Windows updates as well. Especially if you've run programs like this on the system, it can cause a lot of issues. Regardless of what people tell you, you are tinkering with the operating system. And I've seen loads of people having messed up operating systems because they run programs like these and they don't understand what they're doing with these programs. Now, it's not just Chris Titus Tech's tool, it's all of these programs that you can use. There's loads of them out there. And basically, when you run these, it is going to do different things. And unfortunately, I've even seen people running multiple scripts and multiple applications on the system to debloat it, thinking that one's not enough and you need to run 2 or 3 of these. And it's ridiculous. And you wonder why your operating system is broken or it's not receiving updates, because you can literally brick the OS by running these applications. They're not perfect. What they do is they automate the process to stop you having to manually go in and disable a lot of this stuff. That's why sometimes I advise people to use Group Policy Editor and go in and manually do it yourself and learn. I've made in-depth tutorials on how to do it step by step to debloat Windows safely, which can be reversed. Some scripts don't allow you to reverse some of the settings that you've set on that system. Some of them are just set in stone. Once you've done them, it's done. Sometimes the only option is to reinstall Windows. Some of them do allow you to revert back. It just depends. You just have to read the small print and understand what you're doing rather than doing what I'm doing right here, which is just check marking everything. And this is what a lot of people do. They start removing Microsoft Store, Microsoft Edge, and they start ripping everything out. And of course, then they're going to end up with problems. Now, I'm not suggesting that these applications or scripts are breaking the operating system. I'm saying there's a strong possibility they could, especially if the user is running multiple scripts and multiple applications, thinking they're all going to be doing something different. It's like having 3 antivirus programs on your PC. It's not going to protect you anymore. It's just going to conflict with the operating system and cause a problem. So just running these willy-nilly on the PC can actually cause more harm than good. So when you check for Windows updates, you could end up with download failed or installation failed or error codes. And you may have tried restarting the PC and running a Windows Update troubleshooter tool, which has never fixed anything for me in the past. Clearing out the software distribution folder, nothing works. And that's because you may have done some damage to the operating system, which is irreversible, and you can't fix it. The only way to fix it is by basically doing a fresh install of Windows. So many of these debloat tools don't just remove applications, they disable services, and they also tinker with Windows updates depending on what settings you've checked in the actual application and script. And Windows 11 is very interconnected. Remove one small component and something bigger can break. And this is the problem you got to understand. When you start removing, say, some key core components from the operating system, it can cause major problems with that operating system, and some things may not function properly. Sometimes debloat scripts can modify Windows Update services or background intelligent transfer service bits. It may have uninstalled the Microsoft Store components, app installer dependencies, Edge WebView components. These are all critical key core components of Windows 11, and if you've uninstalled them or you've been tampering with them, this can cause major problems with the operating system. System scheduled tasks, removing these and deleting these, it will also do that as well. Even removing certain built-in apps can cause cumulative updates to fail later on. So you've got to understand, when you're messing with these sort of things, they can also cause lots of problems with the operating system and cause instability with the OS. Because Windows updates expect those components to exist, and if they don't, the update either fails or fails to install and it will roll back. Or even corrupt system files can cause problems. So there's always a risk that no one talks about, and that's why I'm making this video. Always create restore points. Always have a backup of your data just in case something goes wrong and you have to reinstall the operating system. You can see it's messed up the start menu pretty badly on this new start menu for Windows 11. That's probably because they haven't adjusted their script to these new start menus right now. But that does look a bit horrible in my honest opinion, and it just looks a big blank space. So is debloating worth it? Well, light debloating usually works just fine. Aggressive scripts Debloating and ripping out key core components of the system are pretty risky, especially if it's removing system apps instead of uninstalling them safely. The script sites will generally tell you important, use at your own risk, misuse can break your system, and no support is provided. That means you're running it at your own risk. If you break your system, it's down to you. They're taking no responsibility. Warning, great care went into making this script so it does not unintentionally break the operating system functionality, but use at your own risk. It says it right there on the website. Have you had any Windows updates break after debloating? Let me know in the comments section down below. Now, if you haven't joined our new Discord server, it's called the Wild Bunch there. That's me, Wild Bill Hickok there. It is me, Brytech. A lot of people saying it's a fake sus site. It's not. It's just under a different theme, that's all. Gets a bit wild in there. That's why I called it the Wild Bunch. And, of course, everyone started changing their names to gunslinger names. So that is the reason why. So if you've got any questions or you fancy a chat or you've got a video request or PC problem, then you can always join the server and get some help over there. Also, if you haven't joined Discord before, I'll make an updated video showing you how to join and how to navigate your way around. And basically, you should be good to go. If you are a YouTube member and you want to join the Discord server, you'll get access to this private paid area here where you can talk to me on a regular basis. There's a VIP area here if you get given the VIP role, which means you have to be 18 plus to enter the voice chat. Other than that, you can use all of the other Discord server. Anyway, with that said, my name has been Brian from brytechcomputers.co.uk. Big shout out to all my YouTube members who join my YouTube members group. I appreciate the support. Have a lovely weekend, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye for now.